Welcome back to the channel, Acolytes of a Galaxy Far Far Away, and today we have a super intriguing Easter egg which could just amount to an Easter egg, or it could amount to something much greater. First though, I do want to say spoilers will follow in the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 6. And also, according to our analytics, a lot of you guys that watch the channel haven't actually subscribed yet, so if you've been enjoying the Star Wars content and would like to see more, force crush that subscribe button. Now my friends, let's get into it. The Book of Boba Fett really highlighted Luke Skywalker, but also the previous iteration of the Jedi through the eyes of Grogu quite literally. As in the episode, during Grogu's training, Luke Skywalker unlocks his mind and gives him a vision of what occurred, or rather a memory of what occurred during the Great Jedi Purge in Order 66. We see Grogu being defended by 3 Jedi within the Jedi Temple, as they are all shot down by members of the 501st Legion, as presumably Darth Vader is just down the hall slaughtering younglings and Jedi, while what remains of the Jedi Knights and Padawans attempt to protect the younglings, including Grogu. While we made a video speculating on who these 3 Jedi were, as well as we have a video planned later this week for who we believe ultimately saved Grogu from Order 66, we want to point out something interesting that could amount to a fun little Easter egg, or could amount to something much larger, and the larger implications of the Star Wars universe moving forward. On the right of the frame, on the wall in the Jedi Temple, you can see some sort of crest. Upon inspection, the crest actually belongs to Barriss Offee, and a crest that Barriss Offee created during her time as a Jedi learner under Luminara Unduli. The Wikipedia article for the crest says this: this crest was used by Barriss Offee, a female Marialan and a member of the Jedi Order. During the Clone Wars, the symbol was featured in Barriss Offee's quarters in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. It was emblazoned on the room's door and carpet. The design of the crest showed similarities with the winged rounded of the Jedi Order and the geometrically repeated tattoos, the same tattoos that she and her master Luminara Unduli wore on their face. Well friends, what exactly does this mean? Well, it could mean a few things, the most prominent being, if this is in fact Barriss Offee's crest, which it looks nearly identical, this is very much an intentional detail placed in the episode by Dave Filoni. But again, what are the wider implications of this? Does this mean that Barriss Offee is actually going to return to the Book of Boba Fett, and could Barriss Offee have been the Jedi to have rescued Grogu? Or does it mean so much less than this, and is simply a little Easter egg? What is interesting though is that this is very much an intentional placing, as again Dave Filoni, who also wrote The Wrong Jedi where this crest first appeared, also wrote this episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Barriss Offee, of course, as we last saw her, was imprisoned within the Jedi Temple for her crimes of bombing the Jedi Temple, as basically protesting the idea of the Clone Wars and the idea that the Jedis had become generals and warmongers rather than peacekeepers, as Barriss held the belief that the Jedi as a whole had gone against what the true purpose of their order was, to maintain peace. Barriss was one of the few Jedi that saw that the Sith and the dark side of the Force as a whole were going to engulf the Jedi Order and ultimately destroy it. And although Barriss was incorrect, she went against this in a very wrong way. And by comments that she makes in the episodes, it seems as if she almost slightly embraces the dark side of the Force. In the beginning though, her beliefs about the Clone Wars stemmed from a good place. But again, what exactly do we know about Barriss Offee, and what is the significance of this crest appearing in the Book of Boba Fett? Let's first, before we jump to any major conclusions, talk about what this most likely means. It likely means that Grogu and these Jedi made their last stands in the quarters of Barriss Offee, as this is the place where the crest is only seen all throughout the Clone Wars, and even is confirmed to be the crest of Barriss Offee that was within her quarters, obviously leading us to infer that it could have taken place somewhere where Barriss Offee was heavily involved, whether it's the front doorway to her quarters or somewhere else entirely that Barriss had been, enough to mark her insignia there. And then the much more drastic point is this could indicate that Barriss was in fact the Jedi that rescued Grogu from the Jedi Temple and subsequently the Great Jedi Purge. Barriss's canon fate is currently unaccounted for, and the last we heard she was in fact imprisoned. However, we don't hear anything else about the character anywhere else in Star Wars canon, not even hints, although a lot of people are assuming that she will in fact show up in the Ahsoka Tano series, and that in the Ahsoka live action series we will finally get an answer of what happened to Barriss during the Great Jedi Purge in Order 66, but it is yet to be confirmed whether or not she was killed in Order 66 or survived. But it would be an interesting character to have actually decided to save Grogu and sort of make amends. It could also be an interesting plot point if Barriss had a change of heart after the clone troopers turned against the Jedi and ultimately rushed to the Jedi Temple in a last stand to hope to protect what remained of her brothers and sisters of the Order. This would make Barriss a tragic and a complex character, and a complex figure to continue on in the Ahsoka Tano series if she does in fact play a major role. And with what we've been hearing from behind the scenes information, it seems possible that Barriss could actually make an appearance in the Ahsoka series. At this point in time though, this is simply conjecture and is far from confirmed. Literally the last we hear or see of Barriss Offee, she is arrested by the Jedi Temple Guards, and her fate is still to this day an ultimate mystery. These are events that took place before Disney actually bought Lucasfilm, and this has been a hanging plot thread for some time. Barriss does not appear at any point during Star Wars Rebels, The Bad Batch, or any subsequent materials. So there's either two options at this point in time. Either Barriss is likely still out there and will likely appear in the Ahsoka Tano series, or she met her ultimate fate during Order 66 and was killed by the clones. But again, what exactly does this crest of Barriss Offee mean in the most recent episode for the Book of Boba Fett? And what are your guys' thoughts on this? Do you think that this is a significant Easter egg, or do you think that this is just Dave Filoni messing around with fans? And do you think that it is just that, an Easter egg that will ultimately amount to next to nothing? I would love to hear your thoughts about this in the comments down below, and I'm really surprised that a lot of fans were able to spot this crest. Anyway, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching the channel. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date with everything Book of Boba Fett and Star Wars moving forward. It's going to be a big year for Star Wars material, as we have Andor presumably, Kenobi, and the third season of The Mandalorian all coming out in 2022. It's only February at this point in time, and Star Wars has already made such a massive resurgence. Anyway, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching and continuing to support the channel. It means the world to me. May the Force be with you, and I will hopefully see you in the next video.